All right, welcome everyone. I'm thrilled to be here, and we are in for a treat with our speaker today. This session is to talk about the IoT market size, opportunities, and sort of everything related to that from the perspective of a leader in IoT. IBM has been a leader in many things for many years, and as all of you know, now a true leader in IoT. They have also been a sponsor of this event for more than a decade, and a major sponsor this year, so we should thank them for that as well. My name is Josh Switkes. I'm CEO of Peloton Technology. We're a truck automation company, so we automate and connect trucks. And I like to say we're sort of in the internet of very big things, meaning trucks, and even bigger than trucks, we're in the internet of the freight network in the United States, which is one of the biggest things you can have. Our speaker today, as Jean mentioned, is Rashmy Chatterjee. She is the Chief Marketing Officer for IBM North America. We can start, Rashmy, you can tell us a little bit about yourself and sort of your journey to where you are today.
Thanks, Josh. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm Rashmi. I run marketing, communications, and citizenship for IBM North America. I did my engineering from IIT Kharagpur. Any IIT Kharagpur alum here? Yay! And I graduated in naval architecture, joined the Indian Navy. At that point, it was really an exciting time. The Indian Navy was looking to bring in all their CAD/CAM ship design, ship production facilities, or capabilities in-house. We used to depend a lot, on Germany, UK, etc. So I was part of that team. We did a lot of the CAD/CAM build-up, trained people, worked on the production. I was actually commended by the president of India for that. So it was a very exciting time. After that, I joined IBM in India, Tata IBM at that time. Moved to Hong Kong. IBM was looking to grow its software business in Asia Pacific. So I was part of a small group of people who were based in Hong Kong. And we sort of anchored our efforts in 4 areas. How do we grow IBM curriculum in universities? What do we do with ISVs? How do we partner with governments on open standards and marketing? I did a few roles in marketing after that. Finally ran the software business for ASEAN and India, South Asia. And then, 5 years back, again, very exciting opportunity with IBM. They were setting up their security business. And as part of setting up the security business, they were acquiring a company, a startup. It was a mature company by that time. It was about 150, about 150 people. It was called Q1 Labs, and they were acquiring the company. The CEO of that company was going to be the general manager of this new security business. So they asked me, I was in Singapore that time, they asked me if I would come across to New York and be part of the group that integrates this company, which I did, very exciting. And so we set up the security business. I ran security sales for North America after that, and then have done my current role of marketing communications for the last 3 years. Personally, I have 2 children. My daughter is a lawyer, and she works in New York with a law firm. And my son is an engineer, like the parents, and he's with IBM in London. And my husband was my senior at IIT Kharagpur. So he did chemical engineering, but he went and did an MBA, so he's a banker. And we live in New York City. So that's a little bit about myself.
Great, thank you. Fascinating story. So we'll start with the question, what's going on at IBM these days? How does IBM work with startups to sort of let the audience know about all that?
Yeah. And Josh, there is so much going on with IBM, with the specific focus on entrepreneurs and startups. So the first thing is, last year, we moved our IBM Cloud Global Ecosystem and Developer Hub to San Francisco. We also set up our Watson West headquarters, very large. Many of you may know we set up at the same time Watson Health headquarters in Boston. So, all of this together, the Cloud Ecosystem Hub, Watson West, and the IBM Bluemix Garage is in San Francisco, really building strong capability and presence here. What we do for startups, our key initiative is the IBM Global Entrepreneur Program. This program today has over 8,000 startups that are part of the program. It gives you access to a lot of mentors, over 600 mentors. More importantly, as you know, we work with the top clients in North America. So what this program does, it helps connect you to our clients, our corporate clients, who are also very often looking for the capabilities that the startups have. The program also offers $120,000 per startup in terms of cloud resources. And actually, so far, we have granted $250 million as part of the Global Entrepreneur Program as grants to startups. So that's what we do from a startup perspective. For developers, we have a Premium Developer Works program. If you go to the booth, you'll get a lot of information. We have run over 300 hackathons, including one in San Francisco. We are the partner for Coding, which runs the largest virtual hackathon in the world. We have cloud certification. And our platform is IBM Bluemix. And actually, we are adding 19,000 registered developers to Bluemix every week. So, big numbers there. And for a global entrepreneur program, we look at developers or companies that are using the Bluemix platform on software infrastructure. And then finally, another thing that I'd like to talk to you about is what we do. We've started an initiative called Digital Cities. So in 2014, we launched the first digital city in New York. It is called digital.nyc. And this is really an online hub which connects startups with investors, with companies, with clients, with subject matter experts by industry, by technology. We did that in September 2014 and then opened 12 more. So we've got 12 digital cities across the world right now. Just the New York example, I'm very close to that. I actively participate. We've got over 7,000 companies registered in it. We've got about 3,500 job openings. So it's got a lot of energy, a lot of momentum.
Wow, I think we can all say, wow, that's impressive. So I think most of the audience here is an entrepreneur in either IoT or in a related space. I'd love to hear, for my benefit and theirs, sort of, why do you see the IoT space as a great market for startups and also potentially for big companies like IBM?
Yeah. I mean, it is actually, in my opinion, it is the greatest market to be in. I mean, simple things, let's look at the numbers. So in 2009, there were 1 billion connected devices. In 2011, there were more connected devices than human beings on the planet. By 2020, there will be 26 billion connected devices. Gartner estimates the opportunity for IoT, hardware, software, and services to be 35 trillion. So you're talking about almost exponential, unprecedented growth in that space. So that's one. The second reason I think this is very important is, I mean, you see it all the time, right? There are, and I think all of you here live that, there is disruption in every industry, hospitality, transportation. That the disruption is coming because somebody is trying to provide a unique value to a client. So we call, there's a transformation happening. It's that unique value is coming because people are trying to solve unique problems that they know are pain points. And it all is dependent on the build that developers do. So that is a big part. If you look at the IoT opportunity, almost 20% of it is in software development. Another 37% of it is around IT services, consulting, computer science around it. And the remaining is really it's more fragmented by industries. So it's a huge opportunity. It is going to be led because every single industry is transforming. And the way it's transforming is by adding capability through IoT. And a lot of that opportunity is in the software and hardware and consulting services area. So IBM, obviously, we lead with Watson IoT. It's a very big, it's a new unit set up. It's headquartered out of Munich and really investing very seriously in Watson IoT.
Great. So clearly a very broad category of IoT. You partially answered this already, but the fastest growing opportunities, which would you say are those? If people here were deciding what to enter within IoT, what would you say was fastest growing?
So I'll give a couple of examples. I think the first that comes to my mind is healthcare. And you look at it very simply. I mean, health is precious to all of us. And today, the way the healthcare, how we manage our health is based on periodic tests, So even if you have diabetes, maybe you test your sugar in the morning, you test your sugar in the evening. But there is so much value if you can do this real time, if you can do it all the time, if the data is being analyzed so to actually give you back insights. So as an example, recently we've done an agreement with Under Armour for wearable devices. So, you can, you at all times, you go for a run, you know how your body is, how you're going to be performing, how you're going to be running. Even additional information like it's going to be raining in about 10 minutes, so is this a good time to plan your run? Similar, we've done another one with Medtronic, similar, you have wearable devices that test your glucose, test your, you have for ultrasounds, heart rate monitors, etc. So I think healthcare is huge because the ability to collect real-time data and to understand it and then to be able to analyze it to say, you tend to get a sugar spike when this happens. This is of huge value to every human being. So I think that's one reason healthcare is good. Another reason, obviously, within healthcare is how quickly it connects the patient to the provider. The ability of the providers to respond to you, to support you. Think of elderly people, how quickly you'll be able to respond to them, predict challenges if you know temperatures, etc. If you can correlate the data with a person's health, there's a lot you can do. So healthcare is very, very big. I think the second one is manufacturing. This has always been the fastest and earlier adopter of IoT. A plane today, I think, as you may know, has 3 million parts, 3,000 suppliers. And again, it goes across the board, supply chain, how do you increase efficiency? Safety, I mean, what you're doing, Josh, is exciting, right? It's manufacturing, but how do you increase safety of drivers? In the end, it all really boils down to value that you provide human beings. Another example that will be very big for IoT is retail. And again, we were talking earlier today, you walk in, if somebody's able to, through your wearable device, understand your profile. So, this is Rashmi, she lives here, she likes to shop like this, and your ability to respond to that person, manage inventory, know how to design your storeroom experience or in-store experience to provide that person, faster, better client experience. And then I think overall, the opportunities, obviously, data management in analytics, advanced analytics, sensor development, software development, and definitely cognitive. So I think healthcare, manufacturing, retail are probably the fastest growing.
Great. Well, we are almost out of time. So if you could leave our audience with sort of one final thought as they continue for the next day and more at this event, what would you share?
I would just say that, with all of this, with IoT, with all startups, in the end, you have to think of the unique value, really question why it's unique, and to understand, think about the currency you're dealing with. So if there's something that is going to provide me value that I don't get today because of the work you're doing, what's the currency? Is it because it's going to be cheaper? Is it going to save me time? You think of these home replenishment systems that are coming up. It's going to save less hassle. I don't have to come back home and discover, I haven't got milk, I haven't got eggs, I haven't got bread. So what's the value? And think about the currency that those people that you want to go and become your clients, what is the currency that they care about? I think sometimes we go too quickly to assume that the currency is only cost or the currency is, scale. It could be effort, could be delight, surprise. So that's, I think the thought would be, think of your unique value and what currency it works under.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank you, Rashmi, for your thoughts, and let's thank our speaker for her time and sharing her experiences and thoughts.
Thank you.